election time.
Bat them with a box cutter. 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 Bat them with a.
Does this come out good?
Fuck them. Whoever it is.
It kind of like.
Fuck them. Whoever it is.
Can you hear her say "fuck them"?
Fuck them. Fuck them. Whoever it is.
And then she went like this.
Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes.
There's a little
That's a
rhythm.
rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes. That's a rag for selling marijuana. I know. Dopes.
Yeah, so there we go.
That's a rag.
It's a rag for selling marijuana.
Fuck them. It means no worries.
But this is what I'm thinking. Is what's she really saying there? Even the ones that smoke weed even know it's a rag for selling marijuana. It's cheap ad space. Does anybody who writes for New Times really think they're a good writer? I mean, I pulled your card a long time ago. That's why I never got an interview or anything written about me in New Times or Java magazine.
I only did when I was 22. They wrote about me, and now they don't give a fuck.
What did they write about you about? This one.
Shit. For movies. But I made
For movies, like what do you mean? You were in the movies?
They wrote about my movies.
Really? How many movies have you done?
Like short films and one big one.
Where would you get your inspiration from?
Mostly music and Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, you're doing a Quentin Tarantino like
And Talking Heads, that movie.
Oh, really?
Stop Making Sense.
I like Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Personally. That's where I got all my inspiration from. I like claymation.
That was in
Stop
a different
animation.
But that was in a different point in my life, and it doesn't matter anymore that I made all that stuff because it's not relevant. It's old tech. It's an old textbook.
Can right wingers sell marijuana rags? Magazine space?
Okay, this is what she said.
Yeah.
He said she was on this Twitter.
Yeah, I know the Twitter. You know what the
It's
Twitter
like
thing
a right-wing Twitter.
Well, no, it's still starting off, but it's
I don't know what it is.
No, it's trying to be like people that hate. Maybe they'll go join this thing called Parler. Parler.
So.
But no one's on it, dude.
There's a lot of people getting kicked off Twitter. So they opened up a new Twitter thing.
And it's red. It's red color instead of blue.
So
Twitter.
she's on Parler, right?
Yeah.
And then her partner John Hook. He said, the boss.
Hey, yeah. Hey, you're gonna get blowback.
Yeah, he's like, hey, the bosses are saying you might get blowback because a paper like the New Times might, give you blowback. And then she goes, fuck them. Fuck the New Times. She didn't say it like that, but she said, fuck them. They're a marijuana selling rag paper.
Yeah. That's it. I think what's neat about that statement is it got, the only people that get to know that part of her are the ones that drink with her after work.
And we saw a new side of her.
The only people that get to know that part of her is they schmooze with the martinis over there.
And guess what? I had fights with New Times reporters.
Yeah.
They steal my content. Oh, not any current ones, but ones that I was there a few years ago. I'm not going to name any names, but there was more than one. And I talked a lot of shit about the New Times too. So she's absolutely right in a way, but she didn't have to make fun of people who smoked marijuana.
Did she really make fun of people that smoke marijuana?
What's wrong with marijuana?
That's what I'm trying to get at. I think what my
that was her fault. That was where she went wrong. But she was absolutely right about the New Times.
She was totally right.
Fuck them.
And what I want to invite her to is the people I hang out with are right-wing extremist conservatives that smoke tons of dank.
Yeah, and
They get high as a kite, and they're hella conservative.
and Kari Lake, I saw you follow my Instagram, so I'm gonna put this invitation out here, and it's a high concept idea, but if you do it, it's gonna help you. So let me.
Yeah, picture.
All right.
Picture.
Come on our podcast. I know it seems like a career ender as I'm saying it.
It might seem like you're really going low on this one.
But if you go on our podcast, you're going to be able to reinvent yourself to a whole new audience, and you'll be a superstar to that audience. You don't need Fox 10 News. That's going to be small potatoes. But if you come on our podcast, it's not going to hurt you, even though it seems like it will. That's it.
Yeah, and I also want to tell you that we turned down James Franco, that leftist liberal.
That Francophile.
You don't know what he's about. He's just a parrot of everybody.
He just wants. He does it for the nookie.
He tried to come over here, try to be hip, get all like down and dirty with the real artists.
He wanted to say, "I want to be an artist," so he followed Abe Zuka around.
Yeah, and then the other guy was like Shia LaBeouf.
The buff.
Whatever. Yeah, he tried to get down with us too.
And he's just stole the story from Daniel Klaus.
Yeah. They think they can just get all with the people, all human.
And they just want to be interested in the girls, like any of us. They're no different, celebrities.
But
he got me too'd.
But some people say when they get on this podcast, it's like they always feel like it was a mistake. Like they didn't realize how.
But Kari Lake won't feel that way.
Yeah, I hope
if
not.
She goes on.
It's just like God, every time we have someone on the podcast, after they start posting about how unorganized we are, how amateur, just how we don't have any type of real material to talk about. They do this all the time. How many people have talked like that? All these local people downtown. These localsters. I call them localsters.
They just hang out at one spot all day long, and they don't do anything.
And they talk about us.
And they think they're going to be interesting by just sitting at one spot all day. It's not like they're going to one spot because they're doing something interesting and they're taking a break from that.
Yeah.
They're just taking a break from going from one spot to another, and they think that's what makes them interesting. And they have no back catalog of art or work that they could show that makes them interesting.
I know.
They're just like, look at me, I was born, I'm interesting, love me, fuck you.
You go there and you're like, hey, so...
What was your struggle? Why do I need to struggle? Because my parents, they put me in a private school and I'm making $50,000 a year. And I just got bored with my freaking job, so I'm going to sit at a freaking coffee shop all day long, and that's going to make me interesting. Try again.
I know, you go there and you ask them.
And then they insult you, and you're the one who you didn't ask them to be around you.
Like, I went there last month. I was finishing up Sound and Fury. I was sitting there at Lost Leaf. I was finishing up Sound and Fury. A couple people came and asked me if I'm reading that book for school. I said no, I'm reading it for myself because I believe in reading is a good cultural aspect of a human being's development.
Yeah.
I come to Lost Leaf no less than a week later. There's 3 people reading Sound and Fury in there.
And they thought that's.
And I asked why you're reading it, and you know what they said? They said they're reading it for myself. I was like, how is it you're reading it for yourself? I was here last week finishing it.
And they thought that was their way in to the Phoenix art scene. That was their magic ticket.
I was like, no, you're reading it because I read it last week. That's why. But then I found out you were reading it like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I found out James Franco did a movie about it. And he got interviewed all over the country about the movie.
And the movie sucked.
And he didn't say one single thing about William Faulkner. He just said, like, I always liked to read, blah, blah, blah. I was a literature major. I was a literacy major.
He tried to make movies about Charles Bukowski.
Did he? Which one?
One of them. I don't know.
Did he did Factoid? He did that one?
I don't know.
Factotum or whatever?
That was Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Or Matt Dillon.
I didn't even give that one a second chance. And then what about On the Road, dude?
Oh, that movie sucked.
Yeah. Had that one girl from Twilight. Might as well be a Twilight movie.
You can't remake books, losers.
They always say
there's only
the book is better than the movie.
There's only one movie that was better than the book.
What?
Jumanji.
I agree.
You remember the Boxcar Children?
In Jumanji?
No, it's a different book.
No.
It's
I
like
remember Indian in the Cupboard, totally racist.
yeah. You couldn't.
Remember how stereotypically racist that book was, Indian in the Cupboard?
You couldn't do that now.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Directed by Frank Oz. Do you know who that is?
No, who's Frank Oz?
Yoda. Fozzie Bear. Miss Piggy.
Oh, the guy who plays all those
Jim
characters?
Henson.
Oh, yeah?
He's Jim Henson's partner.
Did he play Yoda?
Yep.
So, yeah, I was just watching Star Wars. Pretty good
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors, that's another one. With, what's the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Mick Moranis.
Rick Moranis? Mick or Rick?
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis, dude. What a classic. That guy deserves a statue.
Yeah,
He worked hard in this freaking, this cutthroat Hollywood
he was in all classics.
megalith. That guy, you know, would give the shit off your back.
Well, you know his story?
Yeah.
I guess he was doing good, but then his wife died, so he took off to take care of his kids.
And
He stopped making movies, and he never began again.
What did he do instead?
He wrote like songs, country music songs.
Really? Did he record any of them?
Yep.
What's
He had, like, two CDs.
What's his music title?
The Agorgoric Cowboy. Agoraphobic Cowboy.
And those are, how many albums do you have?
2.
They're good?
Yeah.
No shit.
I was listening to him. He's funny as hell.
So what's the
Hey,
concept?
Rick Moranis, if you want to be on our podcasts.
Yeah, if you want to let go of your melancholic dead wife, and hey,
No, don't say that.
No, I'm just saying, no disrespect. We all have to move on. I
He's
know
not
I'm not.
coming on now.
I'm just trying
We
to
have
be.
to butter him up before we insult him.
That was an insult. I was just trying to be a brother to him. We all have to move on. You know, we all have bad stuff going
Kick him
on
in
in
the
our
nuts.
lives. If anything, just try to get on a shitty podcast. If there's anything anybody can do in this life, just come on. Let's just get on each other's podcast.
We'll promote your CD.
We promote you, you promote us, and then we get taxed. Or if we don't get taxed, we live in a different country. Do you think Rick Moranis met Sam Kinison?
Probably. They probably ran into each other.
Do you think Rick Moranis? Well, Rick Moranis, wasn't he doing hella cocaine in Ghostbusters?
I don't think so.
Or he was
Maybe.
he was just being like a little freaking.
He's a
like,
nerd.
But he had this like swinger mentality in that condo,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Like he was always trying to throw women in his back room.
What was that
and
guy's
stuff and
name?
hump 'em.
Louis?
Louis C.K.
No, that was his name in Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, Louis.
And then Sam Kinison was like, "This is what it sounds like when you get married." Ah! Ah! Remember this face. No.
Yeah. So what's her? How do you pronounce her name? Kari Pelosi.
Kari Lake.
Kari Lake Pelosi. Nancy Kerrigan. Pelosi.
Plus 20.
Ricky Lake from what was that group that she's in?
Lake Michigan.
Wasn't Ricky Lake in a band with 3 people?
Lake Titicaca. Ricky Lake. You're thinking about the Mamas and the Papas.
No, it was 3 girls. They were all overweight.
Who was that fat lady in that band?
Ricky Lake.
Mama Cass.
Yeah, Mama Cass.
California lovin', California dreamin' on a summer's day.
I noticed you were really good at singing. Keep hearing that door open and close over there.
I heard it.
I'm gonna check it out.
1 2 1 2 check 2.
Oh, dope.
That's Kari. That's Kari.
That's Kerrigan.
No, Kari Lake.
Nancy
That's Kari Lake mispronouncing box cutter. box.
Well, maybe
Cutter.
she did on purpose, and then
She said cunt. She said cunter. And then, did you look at her Instagram recently?
No.
She said, I always seem to put the wrong filters on it. I always look like a boy. Now, how do you think the transgender community must feel with the right wingers saying I look like a boy?
That's a low blow. Don't misgender.
Man, hot day in Phoenix. I'm sure everybody you met today said the same.
Yeah. I wanna love you for the rest of your days. We'll be together.
So, did you read any other William Faulkner books besides Sound in the Furry?
I tried to.
The little furry.
I couldn't crack him.
Really?
He wrote a lot of like genre books though, like
Really?
detective novels. And he wrote some screenplays.
Yeah. He's one of the last great American writers.
Let me
What does the beginning have to do with hitting? What were they hitting?
a golf ball.
They were hitting golf balls out there?
Yeah.
How come you didn't say golf ball once?
So he goes, come on, Luster. We done look there. They ain't no more coming right now. Let's go down to the branch and find the quarter before. Oh, I can't say that.
What page is that one? That's on the first page?
It's the N-word. Before the N-word finds it, it was red flapping on the pasture. That's the flag where you hit it, you know?
Damn, why does he have to be all confusing like that?
Then there was a third bird slanting and tilting on it. Luster through and then it's looking from the guy's name's Benji, and he's sort of retarded.
Yeah, that's the one that James Franco plays in the movie.
And he's the he experiences life. He doesn't really.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, because the title.
The medical term for idiot.
Well, the title refers to a Shakespeare quote.
Yeah.
From Macbeth, and he goes, "Life is a tale
written by fools.
No, full of sound and fury. Told by an idiot, signifying nothing."
Yeah.
So basically.
Do you know the rest of that?
No, I just.
God, I wish I was. You know, the only thing that stopped me from doing anything in life, Eli, the only thing that stopped me from doing anything in life is remembering what to do.
Oh yeah. True.
That's my quote. That's better than anything Shakespeare ever wrote.
And then Luster was his caretaker, but it was like it was like a black like she wasn't a slave, but it was like post-slavery, like right after. So they were from like a rich Confederate family, like a prestigious general. But when the South fell, then their family sort of went to shit. The Compsons. So each chapter is told from a different
perspective,
a different kid's point of view.
Yeah.
And the first.
It's like an apolitical, idiotic recording of events.
Yeah. Well, that was the first chapter. Is Benji.
Yeah.
And then the second chapter is Quentin, and he's like a super genius, and he's going to Harvard, but he can't. He's like going crazy because he never gets laid, so he's overthinking everything. And then the third one. Oh, and then there's a sister that like they're in love with, like the other siblings, Kari. But it's not from her perspective. They're just talking about her. And then the third
Show me chapters total. We looking at
For-
6.
The third chapter is from Jason, I think his name was, and he's like, it's written traditionally, but he's really evil. And then the 4 chapters from the, they're like, caretaker who's black. Is that
your favorite writer, William Faulkner?
Yeah. And you know what he said about time?
What?
Time's not even done. It's not even done with you. Wait, no, he said, the past isn't done. The past isn't even past.
Yeah. They say history is a nightmare I'm trying to escape. That's James Joyce.
I tried reading James Joyce more, but I never finished it.
I can read James
But I
Joyce.
liked it.
I had a hard time reading that, to tell you the truth. I have a hard time reading,
Ulysses?
No, once I read Portrait of an Artist, then I could read Ulysses.
Well, Portrait of an Artist, it's more, it's less, it's easier to get through.
Yeah. But he flips the same type of monologue, what do you call it, stream of conscious monologue. Like, you know who's good at that? You ever read,
Toni Morrison?
you ever read, Henry Miller?
No.
You know, he wrote, Tropic
Yeah,
Cancer
I
and
heard
shit
of
like
that.
that. That guy's easy to read, dude. That guy ain't even a writer, dude.
Well,
That guy just writes journal entries.
did you ever try to read Finnegan's Wake?
Yeah, that's impossible.
You can't.
I got a copy. I got 5 copies
No one
right
could
here.
ever read that.
I just take certain lines and I
Why
read
is it a classic?
because it's that much nonsense.
It's
in
just
it.
gibberish.
Do you think Lewis Carroll's easy? You think Alice in Wonderland or Alice looking through the looking glass?
I never read it. Well, he made an adaptation.
I'll give you a
of it.
copy. You want a copy of Finnegan's Wake, or you don't have room?
I could get it.
Because you pretty much, I just open it and I steal lines
I
out of
can
it
dig
to make titles for shows, art shows, or music shows. I just steal titles. I don't steal them directly. There's enough to like rephrase it.
Well, in Ulysses, it's like takes place in Dublin. He took it from everybody's perspective at once, but doesn't tell you when it shifts perspective. But it's just like a day in the life. And it's the main character is Leo Bloom,
Yeah, Leopold Bloom.
but
He's like, yeah, it's a good. There's a movie, a black and white movie that's pretty good.
I know there's a black and white movie of Sound and Fury, but I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, they have it on YouTube in 7 parts.
But
They got it broken up in 15-minute blocks.
But it's like it's just like a regular movie. They're not trying anything like.
Was that one well received?
I don't know. I never seen it, but
I was brushing up on Sound and Fury before we did the podcast, but I tried reading it this morning. I had it right by my bed right when I woke up, and I tried to start reading the first couple pages.
you can't do it.
And I just started dying. Just,
That's how I felt.
and I kept going, why do you have to write like this?
That's how I felt the first time I read it.
I mean, I was just trying to find the artist. You know, I'm always open to the artistry.
But it's rewarding if you
Yeah,
plow
all
through it.
the books are. Any book that's so impossible
Once
to
you
read,
crack it, it's rewarding.
yeah, you feel special.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of having sex with a prostitute. But you're still having sex with something.
But that's the only book I really.
Would that
read.
that'd be horrible? What happens if the prostitute is as good as what happens if it's a good prostitute? One that says, "Hey, not yet. This is gonna be a 5-hour. This is gonna be a long novel in prostitution." You know what I'm saying? It's not like a quick John, a quick
quickie.
flip. What they call it, a quick trick. It's not a quick trick. It's a long.
That's
trick.
called marriage. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. No, it's not.
Marriage is past, and it's not past. What was the William Faulkner quote?
The past isn't done. The past is even through with. Wait.
Marriage isn't done. It's
It was the past. You're not done with the past, but the past isn't even done with you. I'm saying it wrong.
So what? Is there any other good news going on? You know any good news?
The good news. Jesus is coming.
Jesus is coming. Do you think there's any similarity between Kari Lake and Sound and Fury at all?
Yeah.
I really don't think this statement has any. Do you think? You know what I think would be way more impactful?
What?
With this
them.
Whoever it is.
Fuck them.
Whoever.
The fuck them
Whoever.
part. Fuck them.
Whoever it is.
Whoever.
Whoever it is.
It's so hard when you do sound bites because there's always someone talking on top of the bite.
There's feedback.
Whoever it is.
So you hear that?
Whoever it is.
John
Whoever
Hook.
it is.
Yeah, John Hook.
He's pretty good though.
You know what I thought was interesting? She doesn't know how... She's kind of brilliant of a woman. I really think she's a brilliant woman. Do I think she's creative? No. Do I think she's sophisticated? No, not in the least. But is she brilliant? Meaning, does she come from a source of dominance and forthrightness? Equivalent to a Donald Trump? Yeah. But
What?
is she creative? No. Is she intelligent and sophisticated?
But
No.
she said fuck them out of laziness.
No, but she says it out of buoyancy and boisterousness. You know what would have been better if she didn't say fuck. She
But you
would've
know
said
what's funny about that?
New Times. If she would have said New Times, are you kidding me? New Times? Are you kidding me? New Times? You mean the place that just sell? It's just a rag to sell marijuana products.
You remember in the
Do you know each month the marijuana ads gain another page on the New Times?
well, you remember the '90s how big the fluffers and the
Yeah.
scissors section was,
Yeah,
and then they put it all to Backpage.com.
dude, we should always have a New Times book here.
Well, the New Times is owned by Larkin.
Is he an American?
Well, Larkin, he started Backpage.com, and he basically, I think he got arrested. It got seized by the FBI
For what?
because people are doing prostitution on it. That's what she should have said. Those sex traffickers, because they made a lot of their money off of that shit. The New Times did it. It went into their coffers.
Hey, I gotta. What do you think of this joke? Man, I was caught in some LA sex traffic. Ing.
I think that's good.
With ing at the end. Hey, the other day. You know what happened the other day? I was caught in some LA sex traffic. Ing.
I think that's a good name for an album, if you're a rapper. LA Sex Traffic.
What's with all these cars, man? Is it sex traffic? There's something with the traffic thing. We're all caught up in it. There must be semantics.
Traffic?
Couldn't we say something better? Like it's. They call it sex trading, don't they? Like day trading. Like stock market people be day traders. Then there's sex traders. And then there's pirate of the Caribbeans.
Well, traffic is in transit.
Transiting.
It's like you're not at your destination yet, you're trafficking. You're in traffic.
Sex transgendering.
It's just going from one place to another. It's that realm of going from one place to another.
So we should just call it sec going from one place to another.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't a zinger. Oh god. How much sweat do you think Phoenix sweated today?
A pull's worth.
A what?
A pull's worth.
A Poolsworth? That sounds like someone's last name, Poolsworth.
A fool's worth.
Carrie Poolsworth? Nancy Poolsworth?
Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh god. I think I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight. I went to Chandler last night. There's this place called KTR. It's an indoor skate park and parkour thing. You know, you jump around, everything's padded. I went there with my kids.
Do they have trampolines there?
Yeah. Dude, they got some crazy trampolines.
It's funny you should say that.
They got trampolines where you jump so high that when you come down, you're kind of scared about if you're gonna, when you hit the trampoline, if it's gonna hurt or not.
Do you think Roosevelt Row should start a trampoline park?
Dude, they should start one of those.
Because you know that thing across from the Lost Leaf that they're building?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a trampoline park.
Dude, yeah?
Because it has high ceilings and everything?
Yeah, dude,
You know what I'm talking about?
that'd be sweet. You think so?
I think it's secretly.
My son the other day, today he said he was upset because you remember over there at the park by Carly's? That park, you saw that wooden thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's like these wooden arches.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He said, why'd they take that down? Right? He was concerned about why they took it down. I said, man, there's no kids downtown. They don't give a rat's ass about you.
Yeah.
Get used to it. They don't care about
Someone
kids
else was
downtown.
saying that because they had a baby, and then they're like, "There's no one has kids downtown."
There are a bunch of fucking.
It's not for kids.
You know what? These damn kids. You know what? I heard this adult. He has some kids. You know, he's talking all this shit. He's like, these goddamn fucking college kids. They just pull out and come on each other all fucking day long. They just keep pulling out and coming on each other.
And,
they're dirty. They're filthy fucking.
You know those
animals.
condos? There's not any kids living in those condos.
Who's living in them?
Like, there's not really any families with kids.
Of course not. They're fucking these pull-out people.
I just noticed that.
They're these promiscuous sex tags, dude, all over the place, dude.
Like all those new condos that built, there's no families there at all.
They have no sense of belief in God or Jesus. They got no culture whatsoever, and all they're doing is they're on Tinder, they're on all these fucking sex sites.
They're just trying to fuck all
fucking each other, pulling out, coming on each other like fucking filthy animals.
They're just
If there's any respect they could do is just come inside. Just come inside. That's all. That's what.
Do you think they're just in those condos fucking each other, and they just want to look at art sometimes? Like
yeah, they're just too busy. They're just too busy pulling out and coming on each other, coming on each other's faces and their backs, and all I'm trying to say is just come inside. Come outside, come inside, but try to come inside and then come outside in a different sense. Like go look at some art.
Come as you are.
Go enjoy the local businesses.
I'm dead inside.
Well, that's fine. Everybody has a bunch of small death waiting. Think about the body. It's just like it's living, but there's always one part of it dying, right?
Is the audio going? Is it matching the lips?
Well, it won't match it on the TV because it's a delay. But on the video, on the publication of the video, it does match. Any philosophical daydreams you've had recently? You know, like even today, like this morning, you're sitting there, you're like, I miss Ninja Turtles. Yeah, on Saturday morning.
Me too. How'd you know?
Because we talked about that last time. How you're not really crying over Ninja Turtles, but you're crying over downtown Phoenix.
I sort of am crying over Ninja Turtles though.
Really?
Because they made a shitty movie.
Really? You didn't like those last two?
And the first ones were so good.
You didn't like those two, that Bay, what's his name, Bay? Something Bay?
Michael Bay? No.
You didn't like those Michael Bay movies? Dude, they were exciting, bro. I mean, I ain't saying I
Put
like
Krang in it.
So which Ninja Turtle movies did you like? You like the first and
one's
second?
awesome.
The first and second one?
First one most. It was just, they took a dark tone. It was,
Oh, about like the shoplifting, the Foot
yeah,
Clan?
it was a risky move because it was for kids, but they...
It was an underground cult of like lost children.
Yeah, and
Meaning
they...
to find purpose through shoplifting and stealing.
They could have easily made a stupid movie like Power Rangers, you know? But they made it sort of dark, and they added more than they had to, and the parents even liked that movie. They went beyond the Call of Duty, and it was like it was a huge success, made a lot of money. But then the next two movies, it was for kids, you know, and the franchise sort of died. Well, do you know the story behind Ninja Turtles? It was
Like the comic by Eastman?
yeah.
They tell me about it?
Well, it was a parody of like a lot of cool things from the 80s. Like they were just doing like a Mad Magazine parody, and they're like, wouldn't it be dumb if it was
Turtles that were ninjas?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was supposed to be like a stupid one-off thing. Like he was parodying like Frank Miller, Daredevil, action movies. Anyways, I'm not gonna get to.
And then, so the four characters were the cliche four.
Yeah.
Each weapon symbolized their intelligence.
I don't even think they thought about that deep. They're just like, wouldn't
Well, it seems like the singular monotheistic single samurai sword that was wielded by Leonardo and his intelligence. Right, he was the leader.
Yeah.
So he was like the monotheistic religions of Abraham.
I guess you could look at it deeply.
And then, well, then we go with the polar opposite, which is the secular Michelangelo. And what was his weapons?
He had the nunchucks.
Nunchucks, right? Nunchucks. What in relationship to a samurai sword? They're
freewheeling.
They have excitement and whirling.
It's freedom.
Yeah, and it was actually
spontaneity.
And it was actually exploited by Bruce Lee when he Americanized Bruce Lee. I swear to God, I'm pretty sure in the East nunchucks don't mean a goddamn thing. But when Bruce Lee brought it over to fucking L.A. and to Hollywood, it became firecrackers. Seriously, you seen Bruce Lee swing the nunchucks, right? Puts it on his armpit.
Yeah.
Puts it on his armpit. Knocks people left and right. Knocks people. Dude, it's fucking fantastic. And then so now let's go to the other two. We have the Sai with Raphael, and then what's the
Donatello.
Donatello.
It's a big stick.
And what was Donatello? Was he the computer guy?
Yep.
So he was the dork.
Yep.
He was equivalent to what's the guy in Ghostbusters?
Corey Feldman played him.
In Ghostbusters, the first one.
No, and he played Donatello in the movie.
Yeah. What was the guy in Ghostbusters that was the computer wizard?
Louis Tully.
What was his name in Ghostbusters?
Louis.
His name was Louis?
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and his name was Louis.
No,
Tully?
Harold Ramis.
Yeah,
He
no.
directed Groundhog's Day.
No. Oh, he did.
Harold Ramis.
And that was his brother.
No.
Oh, they're two different people.
Harold Ramis was Egon.
Egon. That's the word I'm looking for. Egon. Okay, so you always have these computer guys. What was Raphael's gig? What was his personality?
He's just like a angry guy.
Oh, he was angry,
He
huh?
could control his anger.
Yeah, he was aggressive.
Because you remember in the movie he went, "Damn!" And then it echoed through the whole city.
Yeah.
Like,
He was always pissed.
"Damn!"
He was always pissed.
You remember when you were a kid and you heard that? It's like,
Yeah.
He said, "Damn." Oh my god.
Yeah, he was always pissed off.
And then your parents were in the theater, and then the Ninja Turtles were cursing, and you're like, "Oh my god." Damn.
You know what I realized? That children will do what they do. And if you don't want them to cuss, they won't cut. Like, they'll cuss or they will cuss. It's their choice. So I cuss a lot around the house. Guess what? I'm trying to have fun watching a movie with my son and just making up jokes. He won't dare say any cuss words in front of me. Because it makes him uncomfortable. Where it doesn't make me uncomfortable. So you know what movie I just saw? It's a movie called Brightburn. You heard about Brightburn?
I heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Dude, when that movie gets a reboot, it's gonna be the best movie ever. The movie failed completely.
Is it about zombies?
No, it's about a kid who gets it's like a Superman story, but it's a horror.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Superman story, but it's a horror movie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I heard about it.
Because they show just really fucked up.
I know what it's about. He's like evil Superman.
He just has an ego. The characters don't develop, but the scaffolding of the drama.
It's James Gunn.
Who's that?
He
The kid?
No, the director.
He didn't do shit.
No, he produced that movie.
Which one?
Brightburn.
What other ones did he do?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No shit.
And
He must have reached into his own wallet to produce this
I
fucking
think he
thing.
did. I think his brother made it or something.
You know who could have done a better deal with this movie? And I ain't
'Cause
proud
I
to say.
follow-
I ain't proud to say, but that is Shyamalan.
Huh.
Didn't M. Night Shyamalan do Glass?
Yep.
Yeah, he could
I
have
still
done this
never
one.
seen that movie.
It's stupid.
I like that movie Unbreakable. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. With the worst actor on the planet, fucking Earth. The guy from
Samuel Jackson.
no, the guy from
He's actually pretty good.
no,
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, the worst damn actor that God ever farted on this planet. He was an accident from day one. You know that asshole story?
He was on Moonlighting
No, he was bartending at some
in New
shithole.
Jersey.
No, in L.A.
Oh.
And Harvey Weinstein came and and spanked him a little bit, and he didn't flinch. Next thing you know, he got a movie the next day.
But he started off in TV.
Yeah, moonlighting. I like that woman though.
I guess they.
Who was the female?
Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah, she's a A+. I liked her.
I guess they didn't get along. They hated each other.
I'm sure. The guy was a fucking asshole.
But he started out in comedy, and then he made his way to
Freaking Bruce
Die
Willis?
Hard.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah,
He has no comedy.
he did it in Moonlighting.
Oh, okay, sure. But that guy, that was his luck.
He's sort of schlub in that.
He had no acting classes under his belt.
But then he reinvented himself as an action star.
Yeah, he got lucky. He just kept getting lucky.
And he played sort of schlub in Die Hard, but then he was able to transition to just action movies.
Mm-hmm. He was one of these accents like Marlon Brando. Zero discipline. They just happen to have that certain roughhouse wit.
Well, you know what he did?
What?
He gave action heroes a heart.
In Die Hard?
Yep. Because he was around during that time.
Freaking
Stallone,
Eddie Murphy.
Schwarzenegger,
Eddie Murphy.
Dolph Lundgren.
Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
He come in there. Dude, there needs to be more. There needs to be more movies in there where a guy who just talks a lot gets into situations. He's like, yeah, we're gonna, he just starts playing a part, and that's what Eddie Murphy's shtick was in Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, he ran that into the ground.
Yeah, fucking, he's a loser too. Start having the fucking the Undertaker come around, start putting these people in a body bag and just drag them off to the cliff.
What are people gonna remember Eddie Murphy for?
Dr. Doolittle.
I guess he made fun of gay people, and then he ended up like loving transvestites.
Yeah, I heard he had sex with quite a few.
That's gonna be what people talk about when he dies. He's like, do you know he was anti-gay, and then he was actually loved transvestites in the end of the day.
That's cool. That shows he's a well-rounded figure.
He's a dynamic human being.
Just like Kari Lake. Once she finds out a good group of people to smoke dank with, she'll be like, dude, I'm gonna start my own.
Hey, Kari, hotbox with us.
Hotbox with us. Who was that? Who was this other newscaster?
Ian?
Does Ian know Kari?
I don't know. They're on the opposite networks.
When Ian met Kari. That's my new screenplay. When Ian met Kari.
But
We'll get both of them on at the same time.
he probably knows her.
Do you know what my favorite interview shows were? Before...
Donahue?
No. Do you remember when Zach Galifianakis did Between the Bushes?
Yeah.
Do you remember that shit?
Oh, yeah.
That shit was classic, wasn't it?
I liked Jenny Jones
Jenny Jones.
and Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah.
Michelangelo Raphael.
Dude, I'm gonna start watching all those again.
Uh,
Can you get box sets of them shits?
you should. I think Shelf Factory makes them.
Oh, really?
No.
Because if they don't make box sets, I'm gonna make a box set.
You're gonna bootleg them?
Yeah, I'm gonna start slanging them.
Did you ever go to like?
Can you imagine if someone came up to you with like a nice cover of Jenny Jones compilation
Well, I used to go to
for $20?
I used to go to Comic Cons before they released TV shows on DVD, and there's a big industry to buy TV shows bootleg on VHS there. But then they started doing it themselves, and
What'd they start doing?
like Family Guy was a failure. They actually canceled Family Guy, like the second year was on. And then they put it out on DVD, and then the DVD sold good because you couldn't buy TV shows on DVD before that, really. And they renewed it based on that.
I make you prove that with smoking.
There's nothing good here. So pretty much Thursday. Anything going on this week? Like as far as art in downtown Phoenix? There's a show going on Thursday night at Lost Leaf called.
Provisions?
Yeah, I name all the provisions parties. Did you know that?
No.
This one's called Apotheosis.
Huh.
The one that was called prior, I didn't name. My favorite provision show that I named so far was called Butt Talks.
Butt Ox?
Butt Talks. Buttocks. Buttocks. But I spelled it with 4 T's. Buttocks. And I had a dog smell another dog's ass. It's called Buttocks.
Butt touch?
Then also Friday night I have a show. And then that same night there's another show at Lunchbox. We went that one time?
I guess they're closing.
Lunchbox is? Why?
I don't know.
What are you doing Friday night? You gotta work?
No.
Oh, you don't? You wanna?
I work till 7.
Work till 7? If you're not on a hot date, dude, you wanna roll to Lunchbox?
What's on there?
Just Alex is DJing with this.
Oh, with Sierra Joy?
Yeah. And they got some dope T-shirts. You see?
Yeah, I'll check that out.
See those popsicle T-shirts? I think I might buy one.
No, I didn't see them.
Pretty cool.
You know what I was thinking of doing?
What?
Real estate podcast and financial advising
Dude, I was actually brushing up on that too.
and lawyer podcasts,
Lawyer referral service.
like law if you're having like legal trouble.
Yeah, like if you got if ICE raids your house,
Yeah.
how you had to deal with ICE.
Ice.
You actually turn off your air conditioner.
You don't have to answer.
It melts ice immediately.
You don't have to answer their phone.
Yeah, you have rights.
And
But guess what? Rights aren't bulletproof.
Yeah. Rights.
Or if it has to do with like
you have rights,
pepper
but you
spray.
also have wrongs.
yeah, and pepper spray is not bulletproof either.
But
Look at this book right here.
Let's get it
What do you think of it? What do you think of the title of this book here?
culture or trash. I like it.
A provocative view of contemporary painting, sculpture, and other costly commodities in downtown Phoenix and on New Times. DANK. Thank you very much. Man, yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I had a good idea for painting. I think.
What?
Can I pitch it to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever see 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick plays the monkey.
Did you ever see that thing, that monolith?
Yeah.
What happens if you painted that with like the sun behind it? So like, just the
That one scene.
yeah, it's just so the sun.
Would it be recognizable? I swear it's
Just
so
so the
fuzzy.
sun's outlining it, like the sun's behind
And
it.
do you think people would get that it's part of the movie?
Yeah,
You like that scene?
it's iconic.
I'll look for it. Dude, I swear, I always try to look for certain scenes in movies. There's this one woman. She's a woman because she's over 20 years old or 30. And she had a show at, I don't know if you remember it. She did a show at Film Bar. No, she didn't do a show at Film Bar. She did a show at Lost Leaf, and she did a bunch of oil
I
paintings
remember that.
of different scenes of
Yep,
movies.
I love that show.
It was a good show, right?
She did There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Daniel
And
Craig
she
did
did a Fight Club scene.
Yeah,
She did.
that's like one of my favorite Lost Leaf shows ever.
Yeah. You saw those paintings, right?
I loved them.
Yeah, she was good, right?
It was all my favorite movies.
They were good ass scenes. She picked the right scenes too, and then she titled them like interesting. Like it was like titled to be like part of the dialogue of the scene.
Yeah.
It was such a great show. I want to steal that idea because like we talked and we had we're good people together. We talked to each other, and I told her, hey, I really enjoy your show. Like I've done some like movie type ish stuff. Do you want to do a show at Film Bar? And guess what she said?
What?
She's like, she goes, let me get back to you. So she went to Film Bar and checked it out. She's like, I don't want a show there because I'm afraid one of my paintings will get stolen.
Oh.
Because I guess one of hers did get stolen from Lost Leaf. So now she's all paranoid.
I think I heard something about that.
And I was like, dude, you know this guy
That's
James...
how you know that you're doing good. If someone's wants
Yeah,
to
you know what I
steal
told
your
her? I go, you know there's this guy James Hunt? He just leaves his paintings out on the street.
thing. Yeah. Well,
so why are you being all stuck up for?
what happens?
It's like the bagel guy. Why are all these freaking women all stuck up? So he's burning hot, dude. I'm surprised. What I titled. I need to title my YouTube videos better, but I wanted to title the video like. I want to do a title. Who the bagel boss was before
Someone
the
did
bagel
that.
boss. Who was?
Before they were famous.
Yeah.
I watched that video.
Someone already did it of the bagel
Yeah.
boss. Dude, this world moves way too fast, dude.
Well, okay. Do you
There's-
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember this thing called Amy's Baking Company?
Sorta.
Okay. This is sort of. There's these people on the Gordon Ramsay show, Kitchen Nightmares,
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
and they Gordon Ramsay couldn't help them because they were yelling at him, right?
Yeah. Dude, Gordon wasn't yelling at them,
It was
obviously.
the opposite,
Really? They were yelling at Gordon?
and they chased him away.
No shit.
And he's like, "I can't help you out." And
And he's like, get the fuck out of here.
and it was in Scottsdale.
Oh, really?
It's called Amy's Baking Company.
And there's an actual real episode where they chase Gordon out?
You know, I talk about Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
This is the Stanley Kubrick of television. It's the best television that was ever.
The
out.
Hell's Kitchen or
Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares?
It's
You're talking about the whole series or just one episode?
this one episode is the best piece of television that's been out in the past.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. I can watch it on YouTube, right?
Yep, and they're in Scottsdale.
So cool.
But anyways, I am in the story. I come into this story.
Yeah.
So it was during Mother's Day when it happened, and our family went by there, and we knew some mutual.
How long ago was this?
Like 5 or 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
right.
And we knew some mutual people who knew those people. Amy's
Yeah.
Baking Company.
Yeah.
So I went down there with my camera and I said, "Look, they're closed," and they were closed down on Mother's Day. I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, what are they, anti-mother?
Yeah, I'm like, it's supposed to be the busiest day of the year, and they're closed. It was a 30-second video, and it was my first big hit on YouTube, and it got 300,000 views in like 2 days.
And how'd the video go play out?
What do you?
Oh, you mean the Kubrick video is your video, or is it the Gordon Ramsay
No,
video?
the Kubrick is the actual episode, but I was so inspired by it, I wanted to
Yeah,
see.
you made a 300,000. Yeah, that's
That-
a sign of art. That's just a sign of inspiration.
Yeah.
Artistry.
So
So how long was the video? The 300,000 video. How long was it?
30 seconds long. It was my
And what was
first
it?
big.
You just be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's up. I'll show it
So
to
what do you think made it burn so hot? Was it the title? Was it the hashtag? Like the
People, because every episode Gordon Ramsay goes there, he comes back to see how they're doing, but since he left, he couldn't do it. So I fulfilled that.
So you came back and said, look at this fucking
I'm
place.
like, why the hell aren't they
Bunch
open?
of losers.
Yeah. And then, so I would go there like every few weeks, and I would always update it. And I probably got 1 million hits over the course of like a few years. And they saw me, right? They were at Cityscape, and then I filmed them because I knew they were going to be there. And they go, "You're the troll! You're the troll!" I got on YouTube too.
Dude, I want to be a troll.
And then once I went there, and then she showed me a knife like this because she saw me filming outside. Anyways,
Have you ever made amends? You should make amends.
no, they
before
moved
you
to
die.
LA, but
You need to go to LA and apologize before you die.
anyways, where this comes in, where this ties in with the Bagel Boss, there's this guy named Michael McCurden on YouTube, and he always does before they were famous, like whatever's trendy, like Catch Me Outside Girl, whatever, whoever's big, Harambe before they were famous. But so Amy's Baking Company, those two went on Dr. Phil, and instead of calling me the guy who really exposed them and made them sort of
They
big,
had this other asshole
They
who
had that
fucking
guy.
parasite on your shit.
Yep.
Fuck that.
They had Michael McCurden on, and anyways, this is where it ties into what you're the Bagel Boss. He did the video on before he was famous, the Bagel Boss.
Fuck that asshole.
That's a long way to the end of
Well,
it.
He gets a curse. Gordon Ramsay gets the curse. Bagel Boss, you're gonna get the curse.
Well, the Bagel Boss, he's this is where he can carry Lake it, right? Where he can turn it around
Yeah.
and use it to his favor.
He is. I heard he's doing stand up.
Well, now he can market any business, and he can go and yell at them, and they'll get tons of attention.
Dude.
That's his marketing tactic. Like, he can start a marketing firm.
I
where
try to
they
flip
pick-
out like that all the time, and
Where-
no one fucking films me.
Yeah, and he can go to
We got crazy homeless people that act crazy.
say, what do you call it? Smooth Brews. Not they're like Joe Bots getting all the business. How do I get the business? Get the Bagel Boss to yell at Smooth Brew. Everyone's gonna go to Smooth Brew. They're not gonna go to Joe Bots anymore.
Yeah, Smooth Brew.
And that's where Kari Lake comes in.
Is Smooth Brew selling that hashtag Black Coffee Matters merchandise?
I don't know.
I heard that shit's on
Maybe.
fire in Scottsdale.
Black Guys Matter?
No, Black Coffee Matters.
Oh shit.
Black Guys Matter would be like a pro. Black coffee's relating black people to coffee. That's bullshit. And that's racist, and that shit needs to stop.
Yeah.
Unless you like coffee that much, then I guess you can buy that. If you like coffee, then I guess it doesn't matter. But if you don't like coffee, then it's racist. I guess that's the question you have to ask yourself.
It's a Rorschach test.
It's a
Rorschach,
it's a triple standard.
It's a Rorschach of racism.
You know, yeah. Why is a Rorschach gotta be black? Can't it be a white ink on black paper?
Yeah. It's whatever you see it is. It's whatever you say it is. Kari Lake Lives Matter.
You think Kari would ever be on? Kari, we'll come to you.
Well, okay,
Let this group of losers come to you.
I don't know if Kari Lake made it this far into the podcast, but we're doing a marketing consultation business, right? And this is how you got to play this situation you're in right now.
How?
Don't back down. When you back down, you lose.
She's not gonna back down. I think you know what she needs to know. She knows she needs to know. Hey, when people see you on a news station nowadays, they know you're a hack.
And they know
because Joe Rogan already knows like that it's a dying fucking profession. Anchors and fucking TV stations. Kari, get your own podcast. Hey, we'll be your own.
Well, you know,
Kari, we'll work for you.
Well, you know what she did?
What?
She did the Dirty Harry move. She saw she was in a sinking ship. She lit the fire and then she smoked a cigarette and threw it, and she walked in the other direction.
Hey, what if you? Hey, did you text her yet?
No.
Dude, hey, no, serious. This is all live on public broadcast, but Eli, seriously, text her, tell her, me and my buddy have been running this podcast for the last year or so, and we want to know, like, we'll go background for you, and you lead the podcast. We got all the material here. Everything's ready. You just gotta sit down. It doesn't need to be serious for you, but we'll name it the Kari Lake Show.
Yeah.
And we'll just organize it for you.
And we'll be her staff.
We'll be her staff.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be? Try that one. Text her.
Say, do you want to go off terrestrial radio?
Yeah. And we'll say 1 hour. We're just looking for 1 hour a week.
It worked for Howard Stern.
You sit here on the chair. Me and Eli can either be on the side. We'll be your like little.
We'll get
We'll be your Jamie to the Joe Rogan.
We'll be her Baba Booey.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I'll be what's the black girl that for Howard Stern?
Robin Quivers.
Yeah, I'll be Robin.
I'll be the.
Because I'm not racist. Like I'll be whatever you want me to be.
I'll be the Baba Booey, the horse to jackass.
Yeah. Do you think you could picture?
I don't know.
Put a good header. Look at Google corporate.
I'm wearing a suit in my profile pic now.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. Google corporate contracts and just try to steal some of the margins and headers.
This is what we say. We're a publicity company, and we worked with very high-profile clients when they were in trouble.
Yeah.
And we turned their image around.
For example, we did when Britney Spears shaved her head.
We spun that into a positive.
We spun that into a positive.
We just said she's going punk rock.
We did the memes before it was actually memes. We did anti-memes.
We memed President Trump into presidency. No, we didn't do that.
We did actually. That was a ploy. How you said you didn't do it. We actually created the acronym CIA and NPR.
And you can spin anything into your direction. There's no such thing as negativity if people know about who you are and what you're doing. It's how you're given a gift when people know who you are, alright? When people, they're looking through their day and they're not distracted and they look at you, then you can take that in any direction you want if you play that safe. And that's the goddamn truth of it. That's what Hillary Clinton didn't know.
She could be president.
She could have been president if she hired us. But
Dude, why don't we? Hey, you know what? Why don't we just start being her? Why don't we just start being her fan page?
you called her a beaner?
Is she a beaner? She's not full beaner, is she? Like full Mexican?
Ooh, Hillary?
No, Kari Lake. Is she, or is she like Middle Eastern?
I don't know. I didn't look at her history.
And I didn't say beaner. You put those words in my mouth. I said bean her. Bin her.
Ben-Hur? Like the movie?
With Michael Douglas.
No, Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
What happens if it was Beaner starring Charlton Heston?
It has like George Lopez.
It has Cheech and Chong. Like, Mexican Americans when they
They say bin her instead of beaner.
Do you ever see that clip?
Yeah, dude, my son loves that song.
And then he starts singing that at the end.
My son loves that. My son loves that song.
Beaners.
You know, it's great. He loves knowing that I'm not Mexican, and he is.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't have said
He holds that.
that.
He holds that against me.
Sorry about that.
What?
Because your kids are.
Because my kids are beaners?
Yeah.
Dude, no. Actually,
I
it
said
isn't.
that.
It isn't. You don't need to worry about it. I hold nothing.
That's just racist.
I hold nothing. I hold zero.
Do you think Trump ever said that?
Beaner?
Yeah.
A lot. He probably said all the mean ones. He said he would not say beaner. He would say the other one. The S one.
Oh yeah. You can't say that.
He would say the W one.
And the K for Jews.
He would say yeah. He would say all the mean ones. When it came to white people, he would call them like
Gods.
no. He'd call them
Adonises.
he'd call them trash. He'd call them trash, tweakers. What do you call a dirty ass white person? A tweaker.
A honky. Funny story, you
But
know.
you call a honky just somebody who's like driving a truck.
Funny story, you know where honky came from?
Yeah, get out of the road.
Nope.
What?
Back in the day, all the white people, they went to prostitutes. They went to black prostitutes, right?
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
And they would honk. They didn't want to go into the houses, so they would honk the horns.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they got the nickname honkies. So it's like, get out, go to the honky, you know?
Really? How come they're never as good as you want them to be?
What, those stories?
Yeah.
I thought that was good, but I don't know, man.
Did you ever see the movie The Honky movie?
No.
Or maybe it was called Cracker.
Cracker? I saw Meteor Man in, what movie was he watching? Blank Man? With Marlon Wayans? Damon Wayans?
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut down the
Him that black is beautiful. Two turned on today kids in love
I like this song.
and in trouble.
Yeah.
This is one of Tarantino's favorite films.
Brenda Sykes,
Brenda Sykes. He loved Quentin Tarantino loved Brenda Sykes.
John Nielsen,
Think I can get in trouble for playing this?
her friends called him
Nah,
Honky.
No one's making any money off this.
Don't wait too long, Honky. She's used to fast service.
Huh, I never heard of this.
Between Sheila and her father, the generation gap was wide, as it was between Wayne and his father.
Everybody wants a free ride. Nobody wants to earn his way. Soft, I tell you. It's like those marching coons.
Don't use that word.
Tequila. We're in a hurry.
You got $225.
Shit, we'll do better outside.
Well, live hot nuts. You a healthy looking devil, you know that?
I wondered where the hell you were.
Honey, if he's bugging you, just give me the word.
No, he happens to be my old man.
Through the snow. The real reason I had to leave town was because I didn't want my parents to find out.
That your girl was a nigger, right?
Terror in the night.
Wait, watch this.
And they ended with the honk.
Yeah, the honk. Honky. Anyways, that was kind of uncalled for. The honk. I mean, not me playing the video.
The honk. That's the sequel.
Sequel's honky toot 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 toot. Honky toot toot toot. They're coming out Beetlejuice 2. What do you think of that one? Whatevers.
I'm just looking forward to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in New York.
Hollywood?
Oh yeah, that's coming out. Oh, so have you ever been to the Alamo?
No.
You heard about this joint?
Yeah.
Is it indoors?
Yeah.
They sell craft beer there?
It's a military base. Oh, the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Tempe.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
How many seats do they have?
I don't know. I just passed it.
So they're releasing that shit a week early.
Oh yeah, because he's
35 millimeter.
he has a relationship with them.
With Quentin Tarantino?
The Alamo does, because they start out in Texas.
Dude, I got a relationship with Quentin Tarantino. Just never talked to him. That's our relationship.
Okay, now the point of this shot is okay now Dulce Charlton Heston, okay, when he was a kid that's
a Tarantino version.
Now the good thing about the Ten Commandments is okay that Charlton Heston was actually married to the goat from the shot of the third shot to the end. Okay.
You kind of sound like Bill Mahler.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, I mean.
Okay.
I said Bill Mahler.
Now the Republicans. Okay.
You ever seen her Kyle Dunnigan's impersonation of him?
That guy's a hoot.
Yeah,
I love that guy's videos.
Dude, he acts like he's not taking deep stabs at people, but he so is.
He had this one called.
He should worry. He should worry.
He had this one called Caddy Daddy.
Oh yeah, Caddy Daddy. He's taking the glasses off.
That was good, man. He's good.
Oh, he's so alone and hateful in his own little privacy.
He's at the top of his game.
Totally.
Okay.
What was it, chat?
What happens if there's a conversation of Quentin Tarantino and Bill Maher?
He should do that. He should do a double face.
Okay. Now,
I want to have his. I want to generate his type of talent.
Ooh.
Kyle Dunnigan.
Yeah, he's good. He does the face manipulation.
So do you know the app for that?
Oh, I guess everyone's making himself old.
Yeah.
Let me throw that out there. I don't have any material on that, but I just want to put it in the podcast somewhere. No, I don't know what he does for that.
There's apps. All these apps are making me lose my appetite. Do you think there'd be anything that would make you, I think it'd be awesome if you did a whole, dating site where you just did a bunch of old face apps. You know, everybody's doing these old faces.
Yeah, that's
you did a whole
not a bad idea.
You did a whole dating profile where you're just this whole fucker. But when they come to meet you in person, they're like, dude, you look way better than you.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
Set the bar low. and then you're gonna win either way.
Yeah. Then you can actually be yourself with the other person.
Because you're always
You
like...
can actually go. You can actually go when you're on the date. You're like, whoever's coming here is accepting for who I am, which is my older self. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you don't have to put Sound of Fury in the picture, like you're reading it.
Yeah.
Like you're like...
But with old face. But with old face. But with old face on.
Look, I read this book. I read this shitty-ass book. Oh. No, I didn't. No. Buy it today.
What do you think about an app that shows you an open casket?
Oh, God.
Yeah, you just...
That'll be terrible.
And then you actually, the girl wants to go on a date with she's a necrophiliac. You end up getting on a date with her through your app. She loves the photo where you're dead.
Okay,
and you're like, I'm not dead. I can't believe you're a necrophiliac.
Speaking of that, now, I'm about to do a 180.
Okay.
This isn't funny at all. This is like
That's so funny,
what I'm about to say is really disgusting and
And you're ashamed. Are you
but
ashamed?
no, there's this girl on Instagram or whatever, and some guy like stalked her, and he cut off her head.
Did he put it back though? Did he put it back?
No.
Dude,
And then
what did he do with it?
People were just posting the picture for clout to get followers.
What's the clout?
Like, look, I got this disgusting ass picture.
Is she a local? Is she a localister?
No.
Where's she from?
I think New York or something.
Rest in peace. Pieces.
I don't know. I shouldn't have brought that up.
You get that one?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I shouldn't have brought that up, but I didn't know what else to say.
Listen, sometimes people get their heads chopped off, and sometimes they get them put back on. You know, I have a similar story about that. I was watching this video the other day. This dude was injecting his muscles with silicone. Do you know about these guys?
Yeah.
They do it in Mexico like crazy. They're really into it.
So it's like they have big muscles.
They just look like tumors, though.
Yeah.
Do you also know about bubble gut?
No.
A lot of people that have been, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's told
Old Face app is number 3 on Google right now. It's blown up as we speak.
So that's what I'm gonna name the podcast. Old Face app.
Okay, yeah.
You think I can get some fake?
Yeah.
clicks
And you gotta put your own face, do the picture
of an old person
of you, and put it as the thumbnail. Or do it of me. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna do it of Helen Keller in her later.
Or do it of
Helen Keller in her later stages. Of her
the
life.
Bagel Boss. No. The Bagel Boss.
No, what I really wanted to say was that there's people putting silicone in their arms to make them look buff, and then they start getting these like weird like lesions, and then they can push the silicone back out of their skin.
Oh my god.
But but then
I'm gonna vomit now.
But no, get this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is completely against bubble gut bodybuilding aesthetics. So, you know, bodybuilding has been going on for, I don't know, 6 years at least?
Since the Olympics?
Yeah, so bodybuilding has a strict code of aesthetics. You know, whether it's tricep form, bicep form, you know what I'm saying? It's very precise. It's like it could be a high art like sculptures, sculpturing. I'm serious. So Arnold was speaking out against a lot of the bodybuilders that have been winning some of these awards lately. Have been winning them with extreme excess of bubble gut. Their midsection is way too big. And so back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, the V shape was in.
Yeah.
And now it's just mass.
Is that real?
It's truck. What was?
Is that a bit? What you're saying? It actually happened?
It's really going on right now. I didn't know there was such a polarization. It sounds like our politics. There's those that want the V-shape male form, and the other ones want the. They don't care if a guy gets a fucking pregnant. It looks like he's pregnant.
Yeah.
They get that much like gut muscle. Their midsection just
Could I see it?
on here,
It says bubble gut, bodybuilder.
dude. Yeah.
And what's aesthetically pleasing. So while that's obviously subjective and can change from era to era, a lot of guys don't go for massive bulk, as there are also scores for how lean someone is, how vascular they look, and so on. So, while that means he may not win every competition because of his pure bulk, Rule has actually weathered the bubble gut era pretty well despite having one himself. His massive arms and legs
And
help
that at
cover
5
up
million?
the fact that he does have a distended stomach. A distended stomach which really makes him look more like a Ninja Turtle action figure than something like
Ninja
a
Turtles.
He-Man action
Ninja Turtles.
They knew we were talking about
full
it.
circle.
A Ninja
Full
Turtle
circle.
action figure. There you go. The universe has shined its wonderful coincidences on us, which means we're on the right path, according to my bipolar disorder. No, just kidding.
So is there anything you want? Is there anything you want to close with? Anything you forgot about?
Make me old. I'm already old. I don't need an app to do that to me. I just need to look in the mirror. And I don't, and that's that, really. We're all dying one breath at a time. Some of us know it, some of us don't. But in the end, we all become dust.
What about turtles in a half shell?
Turtle power. We're turtles eating watermelon from God's hand. And every nugget we get, we are so grateful, and then we just hate it once we get it. Or we become ungrateful again. No matter how much we like something, we hate it later. So the key to that is don't get anything you don't want in the end of the day.
And what was the Amy cupcakes? Don't be Amy cupcakes.
Don't be Amy cupcakes.
When Gordon Ramsay comes to your face and
Listen to
spits with his rotten tooth breath,
His British,
he tells you, "I'm gonna make your restaurant."
his unbrushed British teeth.
And when he looks at your window and sees,
That fucking Austin Powers wannabe motherfucker.
oh god,
Sorry to interrupt.
God, that didn't work.
Continue.
No, who's Austin Powers?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby.
When Gordon Ramsay comes to your door and tells you, "I'm gonna make you famous," don't be an asshole.
Just listen to him.
When Kari Lake comes on our podcast and wants to change the name,
She covered Amy's Baking Company,
she did.
actually.
When Kari Lake comes on our podcast and wants us to change our name and go to the background, and we tip our hats to our fellow viewers as post-podcasting in the Americans.
Kari
American
Lake's
States.
post-podcasting in America.
And now it's Kari Lake's show.
Kari Lake's post-podcasting in America. Start with Kari Lake. Wait, which is better?
Why don't we just start calling this podcast Kari Lake until she wants to pull the fucking dogs on us?
What about post-podcasting in America with Kari Lake and have her face in every single screenshot? Hashtag fuck the new times. .com.
Hashtag fuck the new times. Kari Lake.
Marijuana salon paper.
Kari Lake will be on the show tomorrow. Please set your calendars.
We're gonna smoke and toke with her.
If you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
We're gonna bring we're gonna bring her to Bud's Glass Joint and buy her a piece.
And we're gonna talk.
We're gonna shoot her up to the moon with some dank nugs.
We're gonna talk some far right wing politics with her.
Smoking nugs with Kari Lake. With hugs and nugs with Kari Lake.
Yeah, thank you very much.